Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Josh Snipes, and today we're going to be doing another video kind of teaching you guys how to be better at this game. Now, one of the things that I want to teach is how to clutch a situation. So 1v2, 1v3, 1v4, 1v5. Unfortunately, I don't have a 1v5 clip to really analyze and show you guys because the 1v5 that I have won, or that at least I have a clip of, is not very good, and I don't think that it's a very good way to explain how to win a 1v5. Also, you're not going to always win a 1v5. Probably more often than not, you're probably going to lose that because 3 people throwing their body at the same time is kind of hard to deal with. But with that being said, there's a couple things that you need to take into consideration when you are getting stuck in these clutch situations. First off, your teammates might be relying on you, but you need to play inside your own head. You need to play with your own intelligence. You need to play with your own skill. But when you play with intelligence, and if you have a cam, let's say if you have a Valkyrie cam, or you're using a pulse scanner, a Maestro cam, anything that'll give you more intel than you already have by just looking at your screen, that's very, very important. And so if your teammates are making callouts, listen to those callouts. Make sure your teammates aren't screaming in your ear. You don't want that because you want to be able to hear, but you want to be able to make good choices based on callouts. But if you have good headset or good headphones, you can also use sound just as easily as using cams. So you want to gather as much intelligence as you can before you can kind of approach a situation. Also, another skill that you need to have, patience. You're not going to always need to push every single time that it comes down to a clutch situation. Sometimes being blind and ignorant to what is happening around you can get you killed. Another thing is using your personal skill. If you have good gunplay and good game sense, and by game sense I mean kind of having an idea where someone might be, especially if you're trying to, say, defuse the bomb or get that last kill before you defuse, having an idea of where that person really is helps out a lot. So having a game sense of where people usually hide or where people usually will sit or anything like that can give you kind of the edge in that situation. So you want to make sure you sharpen those tools in terms of game sense in order to get that up. Also, your personal skill, go into T-Hunt, get better at aiming, and just in general, you need to be able to be set up for this, for having a 1v2 at least, because if you have a 1v2, there's a good chance that they're going to push you at the same time. So you need to be able to kill one person and flick onto the next person. So I'd practice that in T-Hunt. And lastly, I want to point out that if you win these clutch situations, not only does it boost your own team's morale, but it'll probably lower the other team's morale. And honestly, I would say like 90% of the game is all mental. So if you're not in a good mental state to play, or if you're tilted, or if you're screaming, say if someone else is screaming at their team and just tilted on the other team, you pretty much did your job when you came in that clutch situation, because you kind of killed 2 birds with 1 stone. You won that round and you tilted the other team. So jumping right into the first clip, this is going to be a 1v2 situation. As you can see clearly though, it's a 4v4 right now, but it's going to clearly go downhill very, very quickly. And the hard part is teammates will push when they think that they have the opportunity to. And you can see me playing Echo. I'm playing an operator where I have the knowledge needed and I really need to get the intel that I have. And you see me kill that Hibana right away. You can see it goes down to 3v3. Teammate accidentally died. 2v3. I get the sledge, and now it comes down to a 2v2. So I know that my teammates died on the other bomb site from where I am right now. So I have an idea, but we don't have anyone in that bomb site anymore. So I'm going to try pushing up and regaining some control of the bomb site. I see the Ashe and I light her up really quickly, but I know that Zofia entered the room. So my first person that I'm going to try to kill is Zofia. And you don't want to get super greedy and try to get the kills right away, because you saw that that Ashe pushed me even though I knew Zofia was down. I waited for that Ashe to push me so I could kill the Zofia after. So it's really important too that when you're winning these 1v2 situations, you don't always need to kill someone. You just need to take them out of the fight by downing them. So next I'm going to show a 1v3 that I actually got, and this honestly was probably a lot of luck. I don't know necessarily that I could have gotten all this if they didn't try fighting me 1v1s. But with that being said, you can see that I set myself up perfectly to win all these gunfights. The blitz accidentally turned the wrong way, and I tried to get some good cover but also have an angle because I had a feeling that that lion was going to peek. That's kind of knowing your game sight, your game sense, and kind of understanding how people kind of will move throughout the map. So last time I just saw that guy hanging off the edge. I could have probably long armed it, but I think that you can probably shoot from the edge if he would have moved over a little bit on his hanging. So I won that round. And next you're going to see another 1v3. This time it's on offense, and you're going to see my blitz die. It was a 2v3. I'm waiting because I hear him pushing up through the elevator side. So now it's down to a 1v2, and I'm trying to see if I can get maybe a free kill. Unfortunately, I did not get that kill onto Mira, but I lowered her a lot by shooting her twice, and that's actually going to come in handy later when I have to play her against in a 1v1. But I'm trying to figure out what my plan of action is here. I don't have any drones. I don't really have any intel I'm playing off of. My teammates don't know anything because they don't have any intel. So I'm just going to push down. I got 14 seconds, and this is honestly where 1v2, 1v3s really get hectic, is when you have to come down to these fights. So I hear him jump out. I end up getting the kill, and I have to plant. I don't have a choice here. So I try to get the safest place to plant. There's no rotation holes in between the sites, and I know that ahead of time. So I know that Mira has to push out the door. I hear her push up at first, and she actually ended up backing up into Vault, which I found was pretty interesting. She must have assumed that I was going to push her. But if I would have used, say, the phase shield in order to get where that broken Mira was, she wouldn't have been able to kill me. So next, this is also 1v3, and luckily it was a recruit, so it was pretty fun to do, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm gonna cut off the audio of my audio at the end, but I scream, and it was honestly a lot of fun to get this 1v3. And I love doing these kinds of things. So you see me and I hear my teammate die. I know Ash didn't push in, and I know that there was another thermite outside this doorway right here. So I'm kind of waiting for the call out to go out, hear him step in, and that's where it goes. I saw that the diffuser went down. My teammates are telling me to leave. I didn't know where the last guy was, so I kind of just hid and hoped that the guy wouldn't peek me. Luckily, he shot right above my head, assuming I was crouched, so I got lucky. Next, this is where you're going to see Intel really come into play with Pulse. Pulse is a really strong character for these kinds of things, but his gun is okay. So I end up C4ing the first person who I thought was actually planting the diffuser, but it turned out that there was someone in the other site planting the diffuser. So I'm trying to play with Intel. My teammates are trying to give me callouts, and I end up actually hearing someone in the other site and getting him into the corner. So they planted in the doorway, and I don't know where that guy is. I know he's watching right outside the doorway. They actually had a claymore on it too, and I almost actually ran into him. But I tried to get the pulse scanner. Honestly, I'm surprised the guy stayed where he stayed, because he heard me running, he saw me shot the claymore, and he still stayed in that corner. Now, if you're playing against someone and say it goes from a 3v1 to a 1v1, you don't want to be in a predictable spot. He heard me get off that pulse scanner, and he saw me shoot the claymore, so I don't think he understood where I was going to come out from. It's not like there was another way out to get him. So you got to play those kinds of things smart. Maybe take some cover, maybe take some better line of sight. Next, you're going to see a 1v3 where that mirror was open. I try to just rush in. Honestly, sometimes dumb luck will play into your advantage, and you're going to see people peek you. There's a lot of times people will peek you, especially if they're very confident in their shot. And just having an angle and being able to listen to where they're coming from will give you a lot. So I'm getting intel that he's pushing through the cigar, or pushing right next to the outside cigar. So I'm trying to debate if he's going to come through the doorway or if he's going to run the other way. I got a couple seconds left, and I decide to push him. And so here you're going to see a 1v2 situation. I'm completely off site, no intel. I don't know where they're going to plant. I don't really have anything to go off of. I know I need to get back to site, so you're going to see I see the diffuser, and I heard that sledge on the other side of the cover. I have a 40 round mag, so I can pre-fire that very easily. I heard Hibana trying kind of around the doorway, so I throw my Grismot, and I hear it go off. And unfortunately, Hibana didn't really find cover. She just found these filing cabinets, and I ended up getting the diffuse off. I don't think 1v2s are nearly as hard as, say, a 1v3 or 1v4, because you're kind of just playing two 1v1 situations, and when you have a situation like this where the Hibana is not anywhere near the sledge, you're going to have an easier time winning these. So next, you're going to see a 1v3 situation. I know that there's a sledge outside of wine. I saw the person come down the fireplace stairs, and I heard that there was a Blackbeard inside of blue. So I know that she's going to try to push me. I get spotted, so I have nothing but to lose than to just push out. I thought I heard the sledge maybe push up a little bit, so I keep checking around. And I don't know who's going to push first, and I'm kind of trying to guess. So I ended up getting the sledge through the hole, and the call out goes where that he's in the mirror window, and I ended up just getting lucky enough to shoot the Blackbeard in the head, even though he had a shield on. So that was lucky, and I honestly don't know how I won that situation besides just using my personal skill and being able to get intel from teammates telling me exactly where they are and when they're going to push. So here you're going to see it comes down to a 1v2 situation, and it actually ended up lining up pretty well. There's a lot of times where you don't necessarily need to plant right away. you can play your time, and especially if you're on the other side of, say, a 2v1 situation, you want to play with your teammate. You don't want to have to kind of make these 1v1 fights, and you're going to hear me say that over and over and over. You want to win 1v1 fights if you're the person who's single and doesn't have a teammate. But if you're the people who have teammates and it's a 2v1, 3v1, it's not that hard to win those. But the easiest way to win them is, say, if you're playing on bomb, have one person plant the bomb behind actual cover and have the second person watch you, because hopefully he's not going to push up, and so hopefully you'll get that bomb down and you can both watch the diffuser. But you're going to see me kind of take this Jackal out. I heard the IQ start to shoot at me. I heard her drop, but I had to deal with the Jackal first. My teammate dies in Cigar. I get the person who was planting, and then I get the guy in Cigar. So it's not that hard when you're playing with intel, and especially if you give off your position, I know exactly where you are at that point, and especially if you're going to plant, you're in a 2v1, no one's watching you, you're going to run into a lot of problems. Anyways, guys, I hope that this was useful, and let me know if I miss anything in the comments down below. Remember, you want to play patient, you want to play with your personal skill, and try and kind of know what your limits are. Don't play beyond your limits, especially if you are trying to win these clutch situations. Your teammates will love it if you win it. Your teammates won't care too much if you lose it, because they kind of put you in the situation, but it's a good morale boost to have. Also, you want to play with intel, so try to use cameras or have your teammates use cameras or any way to gather intel. Even Pulse Scanner will let you have enough intel to play with. Anyways, though, I think that I rambled on enough, so that's going to be it for today. Make sure to check in for the next video, and this is going to be Josh Snipes signing off.